Hey everyone, I'm Dan, and I've spent more than 20 years working in the security technology industry, helping organizations use technology to protect their people, facilities, and their critical operations. And I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel, The Security Evolution. Most people think that the FIFA World Cup is just about the players, the goals, and the competition. But behind every match is one of the most advanced AI camera systems ever deployed, quietly demonstrating where surveillance technology is headed next. Today, we're going to take a look at a video that goes beyond the game to explore what this technology means for the future of security, operational intelligence, and to the world around us. Let's get into it. Every player at this World Cup has already been cloned by their actual physical shape, their exact shoulder width, the precise position of their knee at any given millisecond, recreated in 3D and fed into an AI system that watches every second of every match in real time. Most people watching the 2026 World Cup think they're watching soccer. They're also watching the most sophisticated machine vision deployment ever pointed at a live sporting event. The 2026 World Cup is the first one to work like a live giant laboratory for sports technology. Almost every action on the pitch is generating digital data, player positions, ball movement, contact points, refereeing decisions, crowd movement, and broadcast output all simultaneously. This is all about what happens when you build a sensor grid sophisticated enough to see what the human eye cannot, and what that tells us about where AI camera systems are going next. Every one of the 16 stadiums at this World Cup is running 16 optical tracking cameras, producing over 150 million tracking data points per match, a standard security camera records. It stores footage that a human reviews later, after the fact, searching for what they need. What FIFA built is something fundamentally different. These cameras process in real time. They generate positional data continuously, and they feed that data directly into an AI layer that draws conclusions and acts on them within seconds. That distinction is the entire story. The system tracks 29 specific data points on each player's body, tracking knees, ankles, shoulders, elbows at a rate of 50 frames per second, not the player as a shape on a screen. The player as a skeleton, mapped precisely, updated 50 times every second for every one of the 22 players on the pitch simultaneously. Think about what that requires computationally. The cameras aren't watching a match. They're building a continuous 3D model of human bodies moving through space in real time, and doing it accurately enough to make officiating decisions. The threshold for an automated alert has been tightened to roughly 10 centimeters of clear advantage, down from the 50 centimeter margin used in earlier trials. That's the width of your hand. The system is being trusted to make judgment calls at margins that are invisible to the human eye at match speed. Here's what makes this more than a sports story. The same technical primitives that power FIFA's tracking system are the exact same ones that power high-end security analytics. Pose estimation, multi-camera tracking, sensor fusion, and 3D positional reconstruction. The difference isn't the technology, it's the application. FIFA built this to judge offside. The same architecture, pointed at a crowd instead of a pitch, tells you when someone is moving against the flow, when a cluster of people is forming too quickly, when someone's body language suggests they're about to do something. The system has been trained to flag. Deep learning algorithms integrated into stadium cameras at this World Cup continuously calculate the number of people per square meter, and if density exceeds established safety thresholds, operators are automatically alerted. That's the crowd surveillance layer running in parallel to the match tracking layer inside the same venues at the same time. These two systems aren't separate, They're two expressions of the same underlying shift in what cameras are now capable of doing. Now look at the third layer in this system, because this is where it gets unusual, even by the standards of what we've already described. All 1,248 players at this tournament were put through a 3D scanning setup before the competition began. Those digital replicas produce lifelike, automated 3D offside animations for viewers within seconds and help resolve visual obstruction for referees when a player is technically offside, but officials need to judge whether that player blocked the goalkeeper's view. Every player at this World Cup has a digital twin, a precise, personalized 3D model that the AI system uses instead of a generic avatar. This is the shift from sight to insight, running live in front of 5 billion viewers. And then there's the ball itself. The official match ball carries a 500 Hz motion sensor chip. The sensor records 500 data points per second, detecting the lightest touch from a boot or hand and creating a clear digital spike. If broadcast cameras lose sight of a crowd of players, this data identifies who last touched the ball. The ball is not just being tracked, it's a sensor in the system, transmitting its own data stream, fusing with the camera layer to produce a picture of the match that no single camera could construct alone. Qatar's 2022 World Cup deployed over 15,000 cameras that remain active today. The infrastructure built for a tournament doesn't leave when the tournament ends. The data pipelines, the command centers, the AI analytics layers, the facial recognition systems that let fans enter a stadium using only their face, all of it becomes part of the permanent security architecture of those cities. The cameras watching this World Cup are not just watching soccer, they're demonstrating the limits of what current AI can do. Old cameras captured what happened. New systems understand what is happening, and in some cases, what is about to happen. The 16 cameras at every FIFA match are not just a sports technology story. They are the most public demonstration of where AI camera systems are going. Real-time, 3D accurate, networked across locations, and built to act, not just record. The game is beautiful. The infrastructure watching it is something else entirely. If you want to understand where this technology goes next, subscribe to Security Evolution, because the cameras don't go home when the tournament ends. All right, folks. So there was the video. So the World Cup will eventually end, but the technology behind it will not. The AI systems that's being tested today will continue evolving into the cameras, buildings, workplaces, and the cities we will interact with every day. So if you've enjoyed this analysis, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you see this technology as progress, or are we giving up a little too much in the name of security? I'd love to know your thoughts, so please let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to stay ahead of where AI and security technology are going next, please subscribe to my channel, The Security Evolution. Until next time, stay safe.